Hey everyone, good to see you again. Poji, Mercedes, Kyra, Josh, Victor, all you guys. It's great to be here with you virtually. Really, it's nice to just be sitting in my own room. I'd like to just hit a few news stories. I'm not really sure where I'm at in the class right now. I'll probably be in a van by the time you're watching this. And not like a creeper van, but like a van with other... Well, that doesn't make it sound any better either. Anyway, some news stories. I'd like to talk a little bit about one of my favorite things, and that's Ultimate Frisbee. Seattle's team, the Rainmakers, recently went to the finals of Ultimate Frisbee, held in Boston this year versus the Whitecaps, who are from Boston. The Rainmakers had been sporting a underdog kind of take on things since the beginning of the season. They lost a few games early on, which put them in a low seed, and they kind of had to work their way back up after that, which to me is really inspiring. I've always been kind of an underdog kind of guy myself. Anyway, things are looking pretty good in the beginning, but as the game progresses, things get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and we end up losing considerably, which is too bad, but you know, things happen. Here's a clip.
Hence actually spending his college career in the Boston area at MIT as Seattle looks to put it into the end zone. And they get their first score as Burton connects with Tritiak.
But at the same time, Boston isn't taken out of their comfort zone just yet.
Misha Sidorsky sending an OI backhand out to Teddy Brouwer-Jaris in for the score. Eddie Feely in control. Again, one of the guys who was missing for Seattle in their Western Conference final. And Boston gets it right back. As
that would be Jeff Graham coming through.
Yep. Into the middle of the field, Marquette rips that one down, and now already looking towards the end zone. It's going to be close, and it carries just enough. Finally, the team to stop Boston in that as El Salam rips one downfield. This one's going to be tough for them to catch up the layout, and the score for the Rainmakers as Andrew Lynch read that disc the whole way. Take a little bit of a Seattle bounce. Montgomery Butler wasting no time sending this deep again to Graham.
I got to tell you, Graham made literally the exact same cut as he did last time. It was the same play.
Don't fix it, right?
There's so much space on the other side of the field right now, and Boston doesn't really seem to care to go there.
Terry Roth wide open, and they get it to him. Nice sky grab there. Boston couldn't get over there in time. Burton winds up looking for El Salam downfield. If he can get there, it'll be a score. And El Salam with an athletic sky. Doherty's right there with El Salam, but Khalif just... He's got springs in his legs. Leads him a little with the disc. Tritiak with space, going deep. Looking for Burton, trying to get around Edmonds, and Mark Burton just muscles his way into the end zone.
The throw here, we could all kind of feel it coming in the stadium with Tritiak getting the disc. Burton as the lone downfield cutter. And the way that he commits to it early by getting in the way of Edmonds to make sure Edmonds couldn't make a play. And then
In local news, our cross-country team has recently been invited to attend a race in Yakima, the Sunfair Invitational, a really prestigious race, one of the biggest in the Northwest actually. Approximately 50 schools. About 50 schools will be present at the race, which makes for quite the packed event. In case you didn't know, that's actually why I'm gone today and am playing this presentation digitally instead of physically. I'll be honest, it's kind of weird making a video to nothing, knowing that you guys are going to see it tomorrow, which is today for you now, but anyway. On a more serious note, a community college in Oregon was stunned with grief as another mass shooting takes place. 9 college students were killed and 7 were injured. Our president says that our thoughts and prayers are not enough to console and to combat this this issue that we've been constantly running into. And he's right. We need to be doing something about this. Unfortunately, we see things a little bit differently as far as how to solve this problem. Personally, I think the best way to fix this would be to allow a method to defend not only ourselves but others around us when this situation occurs, because it's going to happen again. Because it's going to happen again, we need to be able to respond to it when it does happen. And in order to do that, we need something that the people who are threatening us are either going to be afraid of when this action happens, or that they're intimidated before they even have the chance to shoot people, and so that they won't shoot people at all, which is the better option, really, because then the situation can be avoided altogether. Switching topics a little bit, the presidential election has been kind of a big deal lately, even though it's still kind of off in the distance. All these Donald Trump stuff. Hillary Clinton stuff. But if you ask me, the real candidate is Ben Carson. He's a hero. He is a hero. In my opinion, he is the ideal candidate. I agree with his standing as a Republican. I think he's got great morals. I believe because he's a man of faith, he's going to lead our nation in a direction that I can personally relate with, and I think that a lot of people are going to agree with. And perhaps most importantly, he's a pediatrician, which means that he is not a politician. That's not his job. Is not to politicize, or his goal in life was not to become the president of the United States. He wanted to save people's lives, and I think that's important, because nowadays I think politics is being led by politicians, and politicians are, according to what we've all come to know, are deceitful and lies, and the term politician has so many negative connotations. I think it's about time we have a real person leading our country. Now, don't get me wrong, he needs experience, and he has experience.
And we have an American Constitution. And anybody who's going to occupy our White House should be living in a pattern that is consistent with our Constitution and with our culture.
As you can see, I've changed into my comfortable attire. Anyway, that's the end of the presentation. I'd just like to thank you for paying attention. I honestly don't know. I haven't been able to see you. But yeah, and thank you HB for letting me do this the day before. And thank you Poji for putting it on. I'd like to thank my mother for raising me, yada yada yada, you know the drill.